Outrage boiled over in the Gaza Strip today. While just 60 miles north, that seemed like a world away, ovations for President Trump in Jerusalem. Daughter Ivanka helping do the honors, unveiling the new embassy seal.
We welcome you officially and for the first time to the Embassy of the United States here in Jerusalem, the capital of Israel. Thank you.
Also there, her husband and Middle East advisor, Jared Kushner.
We've shown that the United States of America will do what's right, and so we have.
President Trump appeared in a recorded message saying the embassy move from Tel Aviv keeps a campaign promise.
The United States under President Harry Truman became the first nation to recognize the State of Israel. Today we officially opened the United States Embassy in Jerusalem. Congratulations.
Jerusalem is a divided city. Palestinian Arabs in the east, Jewish Israelis in the west. Today, the U.S. recognized Israel's claim to all of the city forever.
President Trump is now entering into Israel's history books. Previous U.S. administrations had promised to do this move, moving the embassy here to Jerusalem, but had deferred the decision, fearing it could cause an outbreak of violence in the volatile Middle East. And today, that's exactly what happened.
Tear gas and bloodshed in the Gaza Strip, where some 2 million Palestinians are sealed off from the outside world. Protesters marched toward Israel's closed and heavily defended border. NBC's Matt Bradley was there.
Tens of thousands of Palestinian protesters have been trying since this morning to breach that border into Israel. The reaction from Israel with sniper fire and artillery has led to more deaths here.
Cameras captured protesters falling after being shot. Many in Gaza feel they have nothing to lose. Better to die for a principle, their claim to Jerusalem.
And Richard, there are signs, I know, this violence may get even worse.
Lester, this embassy move was not merely symbolic. There are real-world consequences. Tomorrow, Palestinians are planning to hold even more demonstrations in the Gaza Strip, and they could be even deadlier than the ones that were held today. And contrast that to what we're seeing now in Jerusalem tonight. Israelis are broadcasting images of the American and Israeli flags on the old city walls in this city, along with the words, "Thank you, President Trump." This is historic, and there are lives at stake.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.